Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and over the course of the past few years, the discussion of sexism online has just kind of shot through the fucking roof. People want to talk about it all the time. For a while there, back in like 2012 to 2014, I mean, like, it was fucking everywhere. And now it's more selective in terms of where it rears its ugly head, but it's still pretty prevalent. Just look at Ghostbusters, right? Anyone out there who didn't like the trailer to the movie or didn't care for the movie after it came out, to some people were straight up branded a sexist. And when you have dumb, stupid fucking idiots like that trying to derail any and all conversations about sexism, it makes it very hard for us normies to even really get to the root of the problem. So instead what you have are a number of actors or entertainers or celebrities discussing it ad nauseum and trying to make blanket broad stroke statements in order to back up claims that they really don't know much about. Which is one of the reasons why I find it super interesting that Anna Kendrick actually came out and says, well, actors shouldn't talk about it because they're in a position of privilege. Which is really fucking interesting, because I'm also curious to know what the backlash to her statement's going to be, because it's a coming, right? Remember, feminism in the modern age is not about the advancement of women. It's about basically maintaining the horde. And if anyone kind of steps out of line, they become ostracized extremely quickly. This happens through shaming, through guilt, through so on and so forth. We've seen this happen, right? We know when women speak out against being a feminist, they're then attacked for it. Shailene Woodley a couple years ago was like, I'm not a feminist, and she was attacked for it. A number of other people have done the same thing, and they end up eventually having to kind of backpedal that statement a little bit and be like, whoa, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, like, seriously, leave me the fuck alone. I'm sorry. That's what they do. That's what feminism is. It's basically a gigantic gathering of bullies. But Anna Kendrick, in an interview with Glamor, makes a pretty good point, and this is what she has to say. It shouldn't be the most important conversation about sexism, because no one really wants to fucking hear actors talk about this, because we're in such positions of privilege. I would love to hear more about sexism that exists in other fields and how we can address it, but we keep getting asked about it. Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because I feel like, why would anybody want my expert opinion on any of these topics? If you want to learn about intersectional feminism, read Roxane Gay. Don't ask me, I'm being asked to speak on these things when I'm trying to learn about them myself. Now, Anna isn't denouncing feminism or trying to claim that sexism doesn't exist, right? But what she's saying essentially is that people, when they don't know what to think for themselves, when they're so afraid to have an independent thought, they oftentimes turn to celebrities, because celebrities are usually always happy to kind of get into the forefront of these discussions to make themselves almost unofficial spokespeople for it. I mean, look at any political election, right? Look at all of the celebrities that showed up to support Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama. Look at all the celebrities that showed up to help Mitt Romney, or wait, no, that never happened. Mitt Romney didn't really have anybody, right? I think Ted Nugent and Kid Rock were the only ones that wanted to play Trump's inauguration, but quite frankly, no, it's a good idea that Trump wasn't like really desperate and went with them. But the point is, celebrities do like to kind of get involved in these socially political movements, so to speak. And especially when you start talking about like sexism in Hollywood and whatnot, right? Like Jennifer Lawrence coming out and saying that the wage gap exists in Hollywood, even though she got paid $28 million to be in Passengers alongside Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt only made like $13 million to be in that movie. So, where's the wage gap? I mean, I'm just saying. Like, where is it? Unless she was paid in like pesos and he was paid in American dollars, then I can understand it. But in the meantime, no, that doesn't really exist. But again, celebrities have never shied away from social causes that they truly don't understand what they're saying. And I think that's Fair for a lot of people, to be honest with you. But celebrities do have this position of power and privilege. Their faces are on billboards, are on TV screens, mobile devices, movie screens, so on and so forth. They're always out there. And people like Anna Kendrick are just trying to keep it real. Like she'll talk about her beliefs, but she also doesn't want to be a spokesperson for them. And she's right. It's not fair to put that responsibility on celebrities. The downside to that is that many celebrities and their huge, gigantic fucking egos love that goddamn responsibility because it gives them a sense of purpose in a world where they ultimately don't feel like they have much of it. Don't get me wrong, being a celebrity and having lots of money and people want to know every thought you fucking have seems pretty fucking cool, but at the same time, there are those moments where you realize that you're pretty much just kind of a vessel for somebody else's work and you want to feel important in your own right. And I get that, right? But you start seeing people like Mark Ruffalo and Joss Whedon run in this fucking feminist gamut, usually based on false information, pushing false bullshit, false narratives, and everything else. And it's just like, come the fuck on. And the same thing even happens, like when you see, not just like involved with gender issues, but like, let's say, for example, when George Zimmerman was persona non grata in the United States, right? And you had Roseanne Barr and Spike Lee and Patricia Heaton all retweeting out an address to George Zimmerman that some random pendejo found and put online. And it wasn't even the right George Zimmerman. And neither of those three people ever came out and apologized for putting somebody else's address out there, essentially with the line, go get 'em. You know what I mean? Like, there's that. Like, they have a responsibility for what they say and what they do at that particular point. And the same thing goes for discussions of sexism and racism and bigotry and misogyny, things like that. You would love it if these celebrities would be more informed. You almost assume that they are going to be more informed. Anna said herself, don't look at her to discuss sexism. She's just learning about it herself, and she's learning about all these things herself. Now, whether or not you agree with her position or her opinion is entirely on you, but you have to respect her mentality in discussing it. She's like, look, I want to know about this stuff myself. I'm open to learning whatever I can, but don't come to me as a subject matter expert just because I'm famous. And she's right. She has an absolute astute point about that. What I would love to see, if a perfect world scenario here, folks, what I would love to see is that we actually would work with celebrities, and actually watch them become engaged in something and learn about it. Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily happen because look, celebrities aren't stupid. Let's just be fair here. They're not stupid. They know how to play certain causes to their benefit. Oh, do they have a new movie coming out, a new television show coming out, a new book coming out, a concert tour, yada, 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 so on and so forth? Is it something that they're trying to promote in order to use this spotlight as a way to further promote their brand while talking about something of this magnitude? And that is something very much to look for, and a lot of them do it. Again, the people who came out in support of Hillary Clinton and all those fucking videos that you saw, or even in the post-election when you had like Martin Sheen and I think Sally Field and a few other people coming out and trying to appeal to the electors to not vote Donald Trump. Do you think those kind of people do it for free? I don't think so. I don't think they do it for free. I mean, Christ almighty, Joss Whedon himself put in $500,000 of his own money into a super PAC in order to help get Hillary Clinton elected by featuring Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of the fucking Avengers in a fucking in a PSA for her. It didn't work. It didn't work, and all it did is get people resent the actors in that thing because they feel that the actors don't speak for them, right? And then there's all sorts of shit involved in that as well. To summarize, because I feel I might be all over the place here, to summarize, the point I'm trying to get to is it's always best to have education. It's always best to learn as much as you can about something before you go out there and act like you are an expert of it. And I have to honestly give Anna Kendrick credit for two things. One, being the best thing that came out of the Twilight franchise. Let's be fair about that. And two, being willing to acknowledge where she stands in life and that she still has a lot to learn. Even if we don't share the same opinion, I can fully respect her desire to gain knowledge on a subject before being treated as an expert of it. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. My name is Mundane Matt. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you're new, check back daily for more content from me, or if you want to know about my life, check out Mundane Chats, or top 5 videos that are awesome as fuck, forbidden knowledge right here. Talk to you guys later, have yourself a good day, and peace out.